Race number 8, we're back on the all-weather for the 8th on the programme. This is a 1200-metre Class 3, headed by California Archers, runner-up last time out behind Joyful Moments. Course and distance. Mr. Wealth, also runner-up last time out, but that was on the turf. Maryknoll Victory makes his Hong Kong debut. Encore Boy makes his all-weather debut. Beauty Energy has his first start for John Moore. Simply Big makes his Hong Kong debut. A two-time winner on the all-weather in the UK. All-weather debuts for Sweetie Barley, CP Power, and Winning Supreme from Barry Ron will roll forward, but have some competition, I think, up front.
Yeah, there'll be some pace here, Andrew. California Archer, Massive Pocket, Winning Supreme. They can all press forward. It's worth noting that both Maryknoll Victory and Simply Big have their fair share of speed. Probably Simply Big might be the faster of those two by a small margin, but they'll both be up there, I would have thought. And Encore Boy can just sit in behind and smoke his pipe, I would have thought. Mr. Wealth, I don't think he'll be able to sit as handy as he did last start on the turf.
Super keen here, Encore Boy. He's a horse that always looks like he's going to relish the surface. So coming here with a low barrier draw, he looks really good, actually, and he's in good form at the moment. Here's Beauty Energy, just down the back straight. He's now with John Moore, this horse. Zach Burton will take them out, and he's had a couple of runs on the all-weather as well. So just a couple of bits to show you, not too much for this race.
All right, well, California Archers just had the one start on the surface so far. It's a pretty encouraging effort as well. Was run down ultimately. He'd finished second to Raging Storm the start before this. Joyful Moments too good this time.
He was. I actually was really quite taken by his performance on the turf behind Raging Storm, and I thought maybe on the dirt it might be sort of a bit of a negative, but he was a little bit awkward out of the gates, bumped one or two runners, and I thought overall the way he performed following that was terrific. So despite the wide barrier, the wide gate and possible pace underneath him, I just think he's a real horse, or a horse that's really heading forward in the ratings. So rates highly for me.
Yeah, I've got him in the numbers as well, even though he has drawn wide. He drew wide on that occasion as well. It's a good race, this one, but yeah, I found a place for him.
All right, Mr. Wealth, used to be called Mulazim. Marco Body trained him in the UK. He's a winner on a synthetic surface. This is his second start here on the dirt here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, as you said, Andrew, he's won twice on that synthetic surface over in the UK. And he failed on the all-weather when he did have his start behind Ugly Warrior on that. But he always works nicely on it. And since then, he has found a little bit of form. So, look, I found a place for him as well.
I didn't. I know the surface is good. He had all the favours on this occasion, a good barrier. He hasn't got that here, barrier 7. That might be a little bit tough for him to overcome. He's got a claim. There's positives and negatives. He's close to a win. He looks like he's racing well, but I'm going to let him go this time.
All right, trained by Derek Cruz, obviously in need of the winners as well. Simply Big, an interesting runner. He's 2 from 2 on the all-weather in the UK. Used to be called Expecting, trained by Charlie Hills over there.
Yeah, and Frankie Law can get these horses to run well, fresh up. He's 1,050. He's had 3 trials. And I don't mind his trials. This one, he's not been pushed at all. He's just got under his own steam on the inside. His track work's been quite good, so I found a spot for him as well at first starter.
I didn't put either of them in, but they're both interesting Northern Hemisphere-bred 3-year-olds who get in with this little allowance in the rating. So I'll be watching them closely and interested in Jenny's report from the paddock.
Yeah, this is the other one, Maryknoll Victory, running second on a wet morning. Used to be called Mr. Picnic. Won a maiden in France.
You love a picnic, Brittany. 11.08, this horse, pounds. He's had the 2 trials. He goes OK as well. Tongue-tie on for the first time. He seemed to like the wet conditions there.
You probably don't want me to elaborate on that statement, Paul. Yeah, the sire, Penny's Picnic, the Irish stallion. So,
yeah, I had to look him up. I didn't remember him, to be honest. Won a Group 2 and a Group 3 in France. He was a sprinter.
Yeah, I can't say I know too much about him, but catchy little name.
There you go. All right, those are the clues. California Archer's our favourite, Paul.
Good for a commentator there, isn't he? Yeah, I'm going to go with Encore Boy, though. I just think he's well suited to the surface. Simply Big, the first starter, will give him a chance. Mr. Wealth obviously liked the surface overseas. He's in a bit of form now. And California Archer in a really good race last time on the surface. So went 4-8, 2 and 1. I think the 4 can win it, though.
I think he can too, but I have tipped him his last 2, so when they get beat, you sort of drop off. I'll go with California Archer. I just think, you know, he's on a rating of 72 at the moment. He gives me the impression he could be 80, 90, maybe even more rated, you know, with another half a dozen or 10 starts under his belt. So I'll take the chance with him with the wide barrier and the weight. Encore Boy, he can win it. I tipped him his last 2. He's got beat. That's probably why I'm a little disgruntled, but he's in there for second. Winning Supreme likes the surface, lightweight. He'll step fast. And Massive Pocket, I don't think he's too far away from finding the frame. So 1, 4, 12, 7.
All right, I think Encore Boy looks primed here. Get the perfect run behind the speed, and well, he was a winning long shot for me. 3 starts back at a massive price.
Yeah. What was he, 480 or something?
430.
Oh, right.
He was punted late.
Okay.
He was definitely double figures when we started the day.
Winner's a winner.
The 8th race on the dirt. Still one more to go on the all-weather track as well. Short break, though. Back after this.